Welcome to Pretty Problem Podcast. I want to thank y'all so much for popping in. If you don't already know, this is Pretty Problem Podcast, my unconventional podcast where we discuss thought-provoking topics in a debate style format. The only thing that we ask in this particular space is that if you are someone who cannot handle confrontation, please do not express your opinion, as every opinion expressed in this space is up for debate. Today's topic is good people don't always make good partners. I'm going to go ahead and change the caption, and I'm also going to change the time on the date box. If you're new here, the way that this show works, I have a date. This is a date box style debate. So the date box is only for people participating in the conversation. If you have something to say about the topic or any of the opinions that have been expressed, feel free to request the date box for it to express your opinion. You also can use the comments. We encourage any type of really any type of participation that you're willing to give. All we ask is that you do participate in the best way that you can. But today's topic is not good people don't always make good partners. And we're gonna talk about what that means in just a minute after I change the caption. And we're going to talk about that. Give me just 1 second. Now, you get 2 minutes in the day box to express either your opinion about the topic itself or your opinion about my opinion on the topic. So let's get into it, y'all. What we into? Okay, we are into Pretty Problem Podcast. Let me go ahead and change my background picture as well. I don't know if I have that. No, I do not. So let's go ahead and make sure everybody is aware where we at, okay? Because period. Okay, so the topic today is not all good people. Good people don't always make good partners. And we're gonna talk. What I mean by that is sometimes because people feel like, um, because they know that I'm the one. Hey, what's up, Miss Energy?
Grand Rising. I mean, it's good afternoon now, but I think this is an amazing topic because good people don't necessarily mean that they're good partners. You could be a good person all you want, just because you know how to do the right thing, don't mean that you know how to. You're emotionally intelligent enough to be in a relationship, or are open enough to understand what your partner needs of you to adapt to be in that relationship. You know, so being a good person is not a good enough reason. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yes. So for the most part, I feel like being a good person, it should just be given. That's just a personality trait. That's just your choice of life. Like that's for you and your karma. You know what I mean? You choose to be a good person, but you choose to be a great partner every single day.
Ooh.
Like you wake up like, okay, well, this is not something, and then understanding that people change and are learning themselves like between the seasons and knowing how to adapt to these changes in your partner and how to adjust and um be able to, now I wouldn't say sacrifice, that's a bad word to, but be able to remain nimble. Nimble is the word on how to adjust as your partner is changing in their life and how supportive you are in that, because you can have cakes. You can have you can want to date the person that you was dating 5 years ago, but not embrace that person's change in their journey.
Oof.
You're still
Oof. Sister. Okay, so when I made this topic, my thought process was on those people that do good deeds for the sake of other people acknowledging them as a good person. You will also, as a woman, or as a man, you will have encountered people who feel as though they are owed the right to date you because they are a nice person.
Absolutely. Just because you're a quote unquote nice guy does not mean I should give you any play. I might not look at you the way you want me to look at you. And it's all about boundaries and respecting boundaries. I might not be the woman for you. Not just that, nice guys sometimes finish last. And when I say that in the sense of a lot of them don't have boundaries. I don't want no man that's gonna allow me to walk all over him because he's trying to keep this nice guy mentality. I don't want no man that's gonna just conform with anything I'm saying. If I'm on bullshit and you notice I'm on bullshit, you supposed to help me elevate. Tell me about myself.
Respectfully.
So, yeah, just because you're a good person does not mean you're a good partner for me. You might be for somebody else, but not for me, baby. And you
And
might
I'm
be a
just gonna
good
say,
partner for
like,
me, but I gotta want that as well.
yes. And I'm gonna say, like, I think that you like being a good person doesn't mean being a pushover. Those two are not one and the same. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people think that they are. Like being a good person means being non-confrontational, and I don't agree. I think some of the best people in the world are usually confrontational as hell because they are good people.
Some of the men know be non-confrontational because they want to be a good guy, or they just want to get chose. Let's just be real. A lot of
Hmm.
them just want to be chose. They want to be in love so bad. So since you feel like you a good guy, I'm just supposed to just, oh, he's a good guy. Let me just love him. But that don't mean that I want to be in a relationship. Period.
Like the person that I,
What the hell?
hey, Daddy Joker, you got something to say about the topic?
I don't know what I walked into. I'm just like I walked in. I just heard talking about relationships. What going on here?
Okay, so I love you, but there's no exceptions with this. I'm gonna let you listen. I'm gonna do the intro again. I'm gonna let you listen, and you come back when you know what's going on. Okay. Okay. I love you. Love that you came in here with your shirt off. We
So
ain't no passes. Everybody gets skipped and don't know what's going on. All right. So if you just now popping in, welcome to Pretty Problem Podcast. This is my debate style podcast where we discuss thought provoking topics in the debate style format. Today's topic is good people don't always make good partners. Right now, we are giving our opinion on that topic. If you have an opinion you'd like to express, feel free to request the date box or leave your opinion in the comments. All we ask is that if you are requesting the date box, you are contributing to the conversation. Today's date box is not an opportunity for you to date me. This is not the space for you to be shooting your shot. This is for conversation purposes only. Thank you. Also,
and
don't promote your stuff in my stream,
a lot of
especially if you ain't
people
gifted me.
a lot of people don't like to read because Pretty Problem, you know what I'm saying, Exterminator is definitely plugging the show every few seconds. You know what I mean? So
I know you wasn't shooting your shot crazy. I'm talking to everybody in the live. The announcements are for the entire live.
so I'll say this, like, um me, like, I would consider myself a good person. Like, I treat people accordingly. That's my decision. That's my choice. I don't believe that a person that's trying to be a good person, like, only good people should be confrontational. I'm not confrontational because I know my anger problems and I know how far I can get and how my heart rate be going. So I choose to be a good person because I just know I got to fight myself. You know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily, and also the guys that or women that feel like, "Oh, I'm a good person, so you should be with me." A lot of times they don't have a backbone. Like Shawnee said, they don't have no boundaries. So anything goes. And I don't like that. You got to be assertive.
But and that's what I was actually going to ask you. You can't really say that in the situations with the people that you care about or who have made you feel like that you aren't confrontational about your people. Now you might not be confrontational about yourself, but you're confrontational about your people because it's what's in you. And to me, I think when it comes to someone being a partner, your partner needs to be someone that meets you where you lack, but also can stand up to you in spaces too. Like Like the man that I choose is never going to be the man that always just does whatever. It's always going to be a man who is, even though they don't agree with me, they can politely put me in my place. Like I might realize afterwards that he was not agreeing with me. um Now he might have had something that the man that to me that is a good partner is someone that you don't mind lending to. And I don't mean like giving stuff to, I mean like lending your ear, lending your expertise. Like you don't mind being a part of whatever it is they have going on to the best of their ability. Hi Prince, welcome to Pretty Problem Podcast. What's up? Oh, Q Boogie, thank you for coming to Pretty Problem Podcast. Also, y'all feel free to express your opinions on the topic in the comments. Today's topic is good people don't always make good partners. And I also briefly want to talk about, I don't know if I dated, I feel like I didn't remember to date nobody, so I'm gonna reset it again. Um Yik, I don't know how you requested the box first and you're not in the camera, but that was some impressive work. It's a good part. I think a good partner is someone that isn't afraid to tell you that you're wrong. Absolutely. I think that if you have a partner that is considered your partner, they need to be the person that can tell you when you're wrong. They should be the first person to be able to tell you when you're wrong and how you're wrong, and point out to
Hi.
you examples of when the
Sorry
wrong
about
took
that.
place.
I didn't even know
Um,
I was up there.
it's okay. What you got to say? It.
All right. Let me. I sure do think that relationship is not for everybody, but I think it's basically mainly is about how to maintain it. That's why it's not really for everybody because a lot of people can maintain a job. What makes you think we can maintain a freaking relationship?
Ooh.
A lot of us can buy a car. We can't pay. We can't maintain it. So we can't maintain a car. What makes you think we make it maintain a relationship? Um, yeah, it's all about maintenance, making sure everybody's happy for each other, not just happy for self, and because they in a relationship. If it makes sense.
So, do you think that if someone has done enough stuff for you, you owe them a relationship? So let's just say it's a woman and she buys you lunch every day. She's been buying you lunch every day for about 2 months now. And she walks up to you and was like, and tells you like, hey, I've been taking care of you for a while now, and I think you should be my boyfriend.
If that's the motive, then why not? Why not try to make it work out, or why not try to make it fit?
So you think that because this person is doing something for you, you owe them a relationship? Not saying
No,
it like
like
that. But what
I'm
you
with
mean, Q Boogie?
I'm with Dark Vision. Like money don't buy love. Um, like to where you think you could just every time like that's like you saying, okay, well, I want to be with you, so I'm gonna keep dropping you. I'm gonna drop you a Goldie. I'm gonna drop you a dragon. This, that, and the other. Now shit, level up. Like if you keep dropping them dragons, you know what I'm saying? I might consider that. No, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is put enough effort. You feel me? Like to let the person know that you should be picked. Level up.
That was
But at the same time, you shouldn't be so like that's the expectation. Like I'm gonna buy you. That's what you're given. And so I feel like sometimes like there's a thin line between that and the bullshit. Because I'll say
mm.
this, like if you too nice, like you need a protector. You need a Scorpio in your life. Okay. Shout out to the Scorpios. All right.
Shout out to the
Like
Scorpios because
facts.
they
Because
will keep you
they will keep you.
they will
No, don't
keep
give
you
that
from
person.
making bad decisions.
Right. And I have a lot in my life and they reel me back in because I'm the nice person. I'll be like, oh, let me cash out them this or let me help this person that. They'll be like, no, don't give them nothing. You know? So I need the not the not nice Scorpios in my life. You know what I mean? So that they could reel me back in. Cause if it wasn't for Chill or Judy or Shawnee, you know what I'm saying? I might be giving my whole life. I would give everybody everything, you know? So too nice, you need a balance. Like if you're gonna be nice out here, you find you a Scorpio, okay? So that they
Or
could
an Aquarius. Shout out to them Aquarius.
right. But I only know based off the what my experience is, and the Scorpios reel me back in from keep being too nice, you know?
Yeah, see, for me, it's Aquarius and Scorpios. I got Scorpios on one side, the Aquarius is on the other.
Nah, on Shaka right. But yeah, everybody got to do what they supposed to be doing. Not everybody. Love is not. You right. Money can't pay love, but can make that love happy. Bills paid. You
Okay.
can't. What happens when you can't pay your bill?
You
Huh?
gotta get it in place.
What happens when somebody you? We gotta understand when ninjas can't provide for themselves on a specific day, right? And they get help, whether it's money, advice, it will all that equals to love. Because as soon as you receive it, you're gonna love that person for the moment.
Mm.
Yeah, that person solved your problem.
Mm. So, but when it comes to like what's considered a person that you get into a relationship with, what is the determining factor for you when it comes to picking a partner? Like when you think of a partner, what is the defining thing that they do or say or act or how they act?
Respect, honesty, and communicative.
Okay. So how long does that what's the time frame for that? Like is it like, okay, I've been talking to you for 2 weeks straight, every day you answer the phone, you text back fast, blah blah, now we ready to be together? Or is it 2 months?
Nah,
Is it 2 years? Like what's your time frame for you to establish what makes somebody a good partner?
uh, you'll know when she'll have that first argument.
Ooh. So you arguing with somebody you're not in a relationship with? Because I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If you until you become my man, we're not arguing about anything.
I do feel like I do feel
You
like
got
yeah,
it.
money can't buy love and all of that, but so money can expedite some of this loving. I'm gonna just say that because like at the end of the day, like you acts of service and like um, I don't know what the other one is, but you get what I'm saying. Acts of service definitely show a person that you love them. Like bailing them out of certain things, like I got your back, like yo, it's okay. Like you ain't got no money. I just did this. You ain't got no money for groceries. It's all right. Like I got you. I don't want that person in that way, but it still showed them like I have some type of love and care for them. That
I don't got no groceries.
you give me you know what? Don't do that. You
Okay.
get because they
I'm
know.
hungry.
You feel me? So I felt like it for me, it's always the God put it on my heart to help. Like if I got it, they got it. And so that nice mentality sometimes to get me in a problem if I don't run things by chill to say, hey, so I was thinking that we should help this person. And he'd be like, no, we not, what I'm saying? Because my first
Ew.
choice is gonna be yes, I'm gonna help them because I can do it. You know what I mean? So sometimes that excuse of God put it on my heart, you got that Scorpio in your life, they're gonna reel you back in because not everybody deserves that niceness all day long. Like you gonna mess around and get taken advantage of if you just keep being so nice out here.
I'm gonna
And
tell
some
y'all something,
women,
and this is a Tia-ism. If God put it on your heart to give somebody something, please make sure He put it in your pockets to give it to them as well. Because I feel like you gotta have the combo in order for it to
right,
work.
right,
You
right,
can't
right, right,
you can't
right,
just have the thought. You know what I'm saying? You
right,
can't put it in your heart
right.
without putting it in your pocket. FYI. So if God didn't, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if God didn't accidentally, put some mysterious money you didn't know that you was finna get into your life, the money that you already was making is reserved for stuff that was already going on in your life. Okay. And if he wants you to help people, he will put you in the position to help people. That's something that is a Tia-ism that y'all can take to the bank, cash that in, because you're gonna still have your money because you're listening to me. instead of giving it away to people. So take that thought, cash it out. But I do agree that picking the right partner as someone, especially if you are someone who considers yourself like an empath, or if you are someone who I like to consider myself a big supporter. And that, I mean that on the app, off the app. Because of that, if I'm not directed by someone who has the right foresight, I'll be taken advantage of pretty often.
Right.
So picking a partner that has the right foresight is far more important than picking somebody who's just nice to you.
Yep.
Because people think that because they're nice or because they do good deeds, they're automatically deserving of a reward, which when it comes to doing stuff for people, the reward is that person. And if that's your mindset, yes, you are doing good deeds, but that doesn't make you a good person.
So I would say this, like I had an example of this guy that he's like, I do everything for them. I support, I pay her bills, I send her money, I do all of that. But at the same time, he come to my live crying on about different failed relationships that he's had because the women realize, oh, he nice for it. Oh, he nice, all right. So they going back. It's some people that will manipulate that and maximize off your niceness to just get what you got. So at the same time, I'm seeing you running into, you think you're gonna buy love, you running into the same problem over and over, and now you $3,000, you done sent the girl $1,500 over time, and now you surprised that she don't want to deal with you no more because she got the money up out of you.
But I'm gonna say this. I don't think that tricking and being a nice person are the same thing. And a lot of people do. A lot of
No,
people
but
feel
but
like
but what
spending
what
money on
I'm
a
trying to say
motherfucker
is
is
with
being a good
him,
person.
it's not the fact of tricking. Like he's thinking that these things, him doing these nice things, are gonna keep these women in his life. Like this is my girl, this is my woman. I'm trying to be married to her, and they will paint that picture to him like, oh yeah, we gonna be together forever after all the cash apps come through. You know what I'm
So
saying?
he says, but this is what I'm saying about, and this is where this topic kind of stemmed from as well. A lot of the time, it be something that they just made up in their mind, but so the other person never told them anything other than, "Oh, thank you," or they're like, "Oh, you're so sweet," or "You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you." And this person now is reading more into those words because they have feelings for this person and because they spent money. Like whenever I think about the nice guy equivalent, I think about the dude from Players Club. Remember the dude that followed Diamond home? And he's like, "I'll make sure you get home every night, Diamond. You owe me."
So
He
back
was a
to that,
nice guy.
I remember I was told that like a few times, and I was like, what do that really mean? I'm too nice, right? Your ex beat the shit out of you. The ninja before him,
Not you came back on another page.
the ninja before him, you like you had to put the hands on him because he thought he was tough. So I'm being nice, and now I gotta change my agenda. I gotta not be nice so I can get what I want and then leave you. Come on, man, that's not good.
So I always tell people I'm not nice, I'm polite. There's a difference because having manners and governing yourself in a certain way is exactly that, having manners. Being nice is most of the time doing things selflessly with no personal gain whatsoever. So when people tell you you're too nice, it means that you are doing too much with no guarantees for yourself. But you didn't tell him what it was, he thought it was. You got to explain that to me, Q Boogie. I don't think I'm reading that right.
Yo, what up, though?
Hello. Did you have something to say about the topic?
Yeah, I always be telling motherfuckers, because I do a lot of shit for people, right? And
Mhm.
motherfuckers be like, oh, that's so nice. And I'll be like I knew this one female that I messed with a little bit and shit. And her mama called me and asked me, am I a nice guy? I was like, hell no, I'm a good guy. It's a big difference. I'm a good guy, but I'm not a nice guy. Cause nice guys finish last. I'm not finna just be doing nice shit for people that don't like. If you don't like, you was just saying, I agree with like people like, man, it's not like transactional, but it is though. If I do something for you, hell yeah, I expect something back. And the only thing I expect is you to treat me the same way that I treat you. You know what I'm saying? That's
Reciprocity.
that's all I expect from you. Like if you ask me, like man, I need $100. That don't mean the next time you have $100 that you got to give it to me. You feel me? If you just say give me $100, like I'll be like, all right, hell, bam. If you say let me borrow, then I want my shit back. But if you be like give
Right.
me and I'm down, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to pay you back. I'll be like, oh, if I got it, all right, here, bam. So the next time you able to, you doing good and shit, I don't need that $100 back immediately or nothing like that. Just like if the roles were reversed, do the same for me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Look out for me. I look out for you. One hand wash the other type shit. But if I know you ain't that type of person, like shit, I can't be used. That shit over with. I can
Are
only.
you Barbados? Are you from Barbados, Mr. Prince?
Am I from Barbados? Nah, you asking about these?
Well, that's my number. My number two. She's from Barbados, and she said you got the Barbados tridents on you.
Nah, I got GD on my shoulders. I'm from Southside Chicago.
I don't know if I date him. I'm glad I did. That's what I'm talking about. He said no. That is gangster disciples. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back on topic. See, I'm the problem with this. I'm the problem. It's not you guys, it's me. If you just now popping in, welcome to Pretty Problem Podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood homegirl, Princess Tia, and this is my debate style podcast where we discuss thought provoking topics in a debate style format. The date box is for you to request if you have an opinion about any of the opinions that have already been expressed, or if you have an opinion about the topic itself. You also feel free to express your opinion in the comment section, as every opinion expressed in here is open. Now, all we say is that if you are someone who cannot handle confrontation, please keep your opinions to yourself, as every opinion expressed in this space is up for debate. So we were talking to Mr. Prince. I think he got a phone call. So we gonna give him his little time. I'm gonna use his whole 2 minutes to introduce the show. Uh, Why he doing whatever it is he doing up there. We have been talking about good people don't always make good partners. And one of the things, hey, nice to meet you. One of the things that we kind of have talked about is people doing acts of service with a personal goal in mind. And I think that's not something that's a trait of a good person. Like I said, when it comes to like doing good, it's supposed to be for karmic, like for cosmic karmic reasons. Like I do good and give out good energy because the universe will pay me back in kind. I may not get it back from the person that I gave it to, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get it back. And I'm doing good because it's in me to do. That's what God put on my heart, or that's what circumstances call for me to do, or that's just what morally feels right to me. And if you're doing things for your own particular goal or for a purpose for you to gain in some way, are you a good person? Or are you an opportunist? Because see, a lot of the time we confuse opportunists with good people because they are doing good deeds. And the deed itself may be good, but that doesn't mean the person is. But if you're nice enough, long enough, you might get it right. And a lot of the time, you get, like I said, like when I use the example of dude from Players Club, the dude from what was his name, Marv. I think it was Marvin. And Marvin was like, I spend a lot of money on you, Diamond. I make sure you make it home safe. I'm a nice guy from Players Club. The dude that followed Diamond home from the club. He felt like he was a nice guy. And that happens a lot more in real life than we kind of want to attribute it to. And like in the movie, we're like, well, she lived a dangerous lifestyle. What did she expect? Blah blah blah. But we also have that as regular women. Everybody had like those work husbands. There's a guy at your job that's nice to you at work, and he's nice to only you, or he's nice to you because y'all at work, or whatever the case may be. And because he's been buying you lunch, or you guys always go out on lunch breaks together as a group, he feels like now you owe him something. You throw in the layer of you being single and or attractive, and people start to want quid pro quo. I do this for you, what you gonna do for me? And it that doesn't make you a good person. But you'll get those dudes that feel like, oh well, they always pick, even like when we talk about like women choosing who they choose. They're like, oh, they don't want the nice guys. They want the thugs. They want the hood niggas. They want the niggas without no job. And then once all of those niggas use them up, now they want to go for the nice guys. But the reality is, a lot of those nice guys or good guys be assholes and feel entitled to life in general because they not a street nigga. Like the saying that I thinking that you're better than another man because of how he makes his money tells me exactly what type of person that you are. Because if you that guy, it doesn't matter what you do for a living, you still that guy. The street nigga that owns a corporation is still a street nigga at the end of the day, if that's who he really is to his core. He could be as educated, he could have a master's degree, he could be the CEO of a company and still act and govern himself like a hood nigga standing on the corner. And the average nerd or geek or someone who else does not fit into that hood view will feel like they're better than them because of the fact that they don't act like that. In other words, you're saying they want a damn deadbeat. How does that make someone a deadbeat? Let's let Henry cook. Let's see where he's going with this. I'm doing good, Dr. Zen. Thank you. We actually are in the middle of the show. I'm sorry. Um, ain't nothing cooking. It's unseasoned. I'm screaming. So why are you like this? Don't be like that. If a woman is taking care of a man, that's what he is. But that's not what I'm talking about, Mr. Henry. I'm talking about the difference between a nice guy and what a nice guy actually really is. I'm not talking about women taking care of men. It's okay. That's all right. You didn't know. I'm fine. You express whatever opinion you have. You can only talk from where you entered the conversation at. So that's okay. But yeah, I'm talking about in specifics that those guys that feel as though that they should be taken seriously or they deserve a woman because of X, Y, and Z. Or they're more deserving of this specific woman because the other men, in their opinion, aren't as good as them. Like, there's those guys that feel like they're the nice guy. They go to church on Sundays. They come home and go to bed by 9 p.m. They don't go out with their friends. They don't have any vices. They don't smoke weed. They don't curse. So they feel like they deserve a good woman because of the choices that they've made in life. Why do you look like you laughing right now? Did you join the box laughing?
Cause they don't do what?
Yeah, it's men that don't drink, that don't smoke, that don't have sex. They feel like they're faithful. They all they do is what the niggas say. All I do is sit in the house and play my game. I don't bother nobody.
They deserve a
Them niggas
cookie.
feel like they deserve a good woman. But in addition to not doing that stuff, they also don't communicate very well. Don't have good relationships with anybody outside of themselves. They don't think about other people and how they act. They act towards other people.
Oh, all right. But
They it's a mhm.
my thing is, my thing is, for
Kick him.
what it
Thank
is
you.
that people think a good person is, it all depends. Like you said, everything is all depends on how a person treats you. Because you get the, I give the example of having two different sets of opinion about the same person. Like your experience with a person isn't my experience with a person. So one person will be like, nah, that person's not good. Ooh. Then it's like, well, I think that person is a good person because they did X, Y, and Z and ABC. And I'm like, how you figure how they, so it's basically having the different opinions about whoever, whatever person it is. That's why it's good to, like, if you're doing something like that, that your actual friends know how your partner is, because that could also play a factor in it as well, to whereas you would be trying to seek some outside refuge in a relationship, and then your friends don't know your partner, your friends don't know how the person give it up, so it's like they'll sit there and talk bad with you about them instead of saying like, yo, you don't remember all this shit and all of this shit he do, support whatever, and doing X, Y, and Z, and y'all just going through something right now, and instead of encouraging, being the person that like encourage.
Yeah. And I'll say, like, I think the traits of a good person are not always the traits of a good partner. Like, now I'm not saying as though they don't coincide in some cases,
Yeah,
but sometimes people are good people but terrible partners. My best friend is one of the examples. He is a great friend. I'm talking about, like, whatever I've ever needed the man for. If I
yeah,
need to borrow $1, if I call him at
yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning for a ride, all of that. But as a boyfriend, he's a cheater. He lies. He has problems with commitment in
Two different
general, like as
perspectives
far as
about
being
the
in a
same
relationship with one
person.
person. They're two totally separate people.
Heavy, what's good, big bro? It's two different about the same. It's the same person. Generally, it's the same person, but it's and that's what I believe where good people and good partners come into place at. It's just that, like, the perspective on the person. And I've already put my disclaimer in the comments. I ain't good. I ain't a good person, so don't come to me trying to. I'm not a good
You
person,
are
man.
a good person. Don't lie to people.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, man, and I know how to fight. So I'll be get that out the way. Niggas can't beat me, so I get that out the way real easy. Once I get that out the way, I think everything else would be kind of like settled. So you know how that go. But my disclaimer
What
already in there. Don't like me. I ain't a good person.
but where I'm going is like, yeah, let's do that. Let's say I'm going back to my best friend. As a friend, there
Yeah.
has been a time in life where I called him at 3 o'clock in the morning because I had caught
Mm-hmm.
a flat tire and I needed help. And the person I was with couldn't help me. He came,
Okay.
changed my tire, told me to dump the nigga that was in my car, and went home. Now he was dating my best friend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She calls him for a ride to work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he tells her, hold on, I gotta see.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
And she's like,
Okay.
see, you don't understand. Like, he doesn't treat people good. And I'm like, what? He treats people great.
Yeah, but I feel like I guess some people have an issue when it comes to that the relationship dynamic and just treating their friends better than their partner. That is a real thing. Also, like when you gave the examples of like this person go to church, they make donations, they do all of this good stuff in life, but don't know how to be in a relationship. That's a real thing. Some of those
Mhm.
guys that be in church all the time, they expect a woman to be cooking, cleaning, sucking dick for breakfast. I mean, but they don't know how to exhibit love in that way. They just think that I'm doing all the right things. I'm a great guy. So you're supposed to do all this as a woman because I'm coming home every day. That's not
Right.
enough. I'm coming home to
I'm
you.
coming home. I'm not cheating on you. I don't got no outside kids. So I
Right.
should be able to get whatever I want. And it's
But you
like, yeah, no,
also
bro.
but you also drier than the Sahara Desert too.
Right.
Like,
You dry, you not nice to me. We don't ever go nowhere. We don't ever do nothing. You knew
right,
when we met that I was a person that liked to go out and dance and have fun.
exactly.
And we
And
don't do
that's
none of that.
and I also feel like that's the reason why like Shawnee said, nice guys finish last because sometimes the nice guys be boring. And I feel like personally, like I love the fact that I could be in my niceness and in my softness, and then Chill could bring the damn DC and the Jamaican. Like how Goya was like, I ain't with it, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll fuck somebody up. that shit is a turn on. You know what I mean? When your man ain't nice to everybody and they nice to you, shoot, you got
Oh,
me.
you know, them my favorite type.
You
I love
got
the
me.
niggas that's mean to
You know,
everybody
you,
else
you mean
except
to
for me.
everybody else, but you know what I'm saying? You treat me like a baby. Oh yes, that's the one.
And I want to be the only person getting that kind of treatment as well. Like,
Exactly.
I don't want nobody else to know what it's like to be babied by you. I don't want anybody else to know, and I don't want anybody else to know what it's like to be my man at the same time. Like, being my man is an experience that you can only experience by making it to that position. So, why should it be something that the average male, adult male, knows what it's like to do if this is supposed to be an exclusive experience because it comes from you? So, when it comes to being like, I'm not nice to everybody. I might be polite, but I'm not nice to everybody. You could never get me the way my nigga get me. You could
Listen,
never see me the way my nigga see me. Like, it'll just be, it's always gonna be a separate and it's not gonna be separate but equal. It's it's gonna be a separate period.
but this like for me, I don't know. Like as a woman, like I feel like I want to feel small. I want to feel protected around my man. You feel me? Like if you too nice, then you gonna go for anything. A man will disrespect me or disrespect you right in your face, and you just gonna be the nice guy and sit with it. You know that that's not gonna make my that's too vulgar.
That's gonna make my coochie dry. Go ahead and say it. It's
Right,
gonna
right,
make my
right. I
coochie
mean,
dry.
I'm looking at you differently. It's not attractive
It's
at
gonna
all.
dry my coochie out. And then don't like I'm a type person, I'm not gonna lie. I'm toxically feminine in some ways. Because like if you my man and I watch you get beat up in front of me, our relationship dynamic is going to change after I watch you get beat up. I'm just
Facts,
gonna let you know that.
facts. You let that man.
Things are not gonna be the same after you get beat up in front of me.
You let
Arguments
that
not even gonna go the same as they was going before
exactly.
I watched you
You
get
too
beat up.
nice. You let that man play with you like that and play with me, and I'm supposed to go out in public. See, this I like the feeling of I am trying to save you because my man will destroy you. I love that feeling. He's not nice. Like if it was in your best interest, like act accordingly because he's really about to like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like the feeling of at any point I could unleash the beast, but like, you know,
And I'm gonna say it like this. Listen, because I think B Slap, you might have got the wrong impression of what I'm saying. If I watch you get beat up, we're not arguing anymore. Because the first time we argue after I watch you get beat up, I'm gonna say
beast
something like, "You ain't talk to
beast
dude
slap
like
finna
that,"
be slap.
and now
Beast
you're gonna
slap
be
about to
mad.
get beast
Now
slap.
you're gonna be. That ain't how you talk to dude. You ain't raise your voice at him.
I mean, if that's the case, you shouldn't even be with the man. You know, at that point, because my parents always told me, no matter if you're angry or not, remember what people say to you when they upset, because that's how they truly feel. So if you feel like if you feel like, okay, I'm a disrespected now, we shouldn't even be together. You
But
have no
is that
respect for him.
how is that disrespectful? It's
You've
the
lost the
truth. You
respect
wasn't
for him.
talking to dude like that. Don't talk to me like that.
Whether he got his ass whooped or not, if he defending you, it's like, now I got my ass whooped because I'm defending you. Crazy. And
I'm
then
not
you
gonna
go sit
lie.
here and say, you
I'm
got
gonna
your
know
ass
that
whooped.
whether or not my man can fight before we get in one of
That's
these
just
situations. So if my man can't fight and he get in a fight with somebody, it ain't because he defended me. You better know that because I didn't get
then,
you in no fight
then
knowing
you
that you
gotta
can't
then
fight.
you that good support system say, baby, this is not the battle. And and you make sure your man don't go that route. That's what when I think of a woman, when I think of my lady is she's my better half. She makes that better judgment. When I want to make an irrational decision, I should look towards her and ask her, like, is this gonna make sense?
But that's kind of what we're talking about. I realize you probably came in the midst of the
I did. I
conversation,
came in the
but
middle of something. I just heard like that little tidbit of like, if
that's
that nigga
okay.
can't fight,
That is the point of my
don't say
show. I want
shit
to
to me. And
say,
I'm
I
like,
want you to hear
damn.
something that triggers you to get in the box and say something.
Oh
That's
no,
the
I'm not
goal of
triggered.
this.
I'm not triggered. I can whoop
We
that.
triggered
I'm
you.
not triggered at all.
But that's what we're talking about. The difference between a
I
good
feel it.
person and a good partner. Because
I
sometimes
feel it.
people are really good people, but they're not good partners.
That's
And one
very
of the
true.
And one of the things of a good partner, especially to you now that you've expressed it, is being able to steer the person in the right direction, being able to give them the right, being able to use your discernment properly for your partner.
Mm, major. That's major.
I think it's so funny he came into the chat like when we were talking about like B slap to Craig finna get B slapped. You feel me? Like you finna B slapped type stuff. Like, I think that's so ironic that you come in on that part, right? But I'll say that I I am the person the same way how Chill will reel me back in from my niceness, being too nice. Sometimes I reel him back in from going DC on people. I
Man,
will I'll be
keep the
like,
Brooklyn
nah,
at bay.
yeah, right. Like I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, babe, like we got too
I'm gonna
much to
roll up
lose.
in
Like
that room so y'all
I
can
really need you out here. Like, I don't want you to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I still gotta reel him back in, not because I don't want you to get your ass beat. Yes, if he didn't go to jail for that, I would tell him to beat you up. But because I care about him, I love him. I don't want him to get locked up. So yeah, I'm a definitely protect my man. Like, no, don't do that.
If he couldn't go to jail for this, I'd tell him to finish you off, go crazy. I just
I
want you to
would, I
know
really
that.
would, But I got to think of our future, our kids. I need him out of jail, behind, not behind bars. So I got to reel in with my niceness the same way he got to reel me back in for my niceness. Like, we need to think rationally, and that's the whole point of being in a relationship. You have to be able to balance yourself off, each other out for the greater good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You shouldn't be able to, oh, you gonna condone this, and then now you paying commissary and you taking care of everything at the house by yourself because you wanted him to be a man. Oh, you just want him to be a man's man and just not think rationally. Think of what you have to lose. Is it worth it? Is this man just saying something to you? Right, be a smart man. Don't just react like, did he, think about the dynamic of how far did he go for you to get here.
Absolutely. The other thing is, I think when it comes to like the difference between good people and good partners is that level of mindfulness. Like what both of you guys are describing is being mindful in situations, and you will know if somebody's ready to be a partner or not when they can be mindful.
For sure. Because I mean, in relationships, they're all about compromise. It's all give and take, whether people want to realize that or not. It's always give and take. There is no 50-50. There's no such a thing. Like, there's always going to be, it could be 100-0, it could be 80-20. It could always fluctuate. So people kill me with that whole little, that dynamic of that. But yeah, I feel like to be a good leader and a good provider for your lady, right, you have to learn how to take from all aspects of your community. Meaning, like, as a good king, you should be able to, if you're going to lead people, you got to be able to listen and take heed to what you hear and make a educated decision. I don't
Absolutely.
I don't believe in like it's my way or the highway.
Mm.
Cause then you ain't ready for a relationship because like you say, people might be good, but once you start living with people, you dealing with people, and I see you every day. I see your day-to-day habits. I see how you interact with stuff. I see how your coping mechanisms, how you handle stress, etc. Like, that's a lot. It's a real job. Dating somebody is a real job, whether people want to realize it or not. That is a job. Like,
Hmm. And it's
me
a job
dating
you
you is a
might
job.
sometimes not get paid for.
I'm telling you. Or I'm
Because
putting in so much work at this job, and then the job just let me go because it was fucked up. I can't deal with it.
like that is insane. But that's something that can happen, especially. And then it might not even be something that's for your bad. It might be something that's for your good, but you feel like you invested so much time and energy into
Mm-hmm.
it that it can't just be over. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the time, people feel like, oh, well, even though he's a terrible partner, he's a good man.
Mm-hmm. That's why some people stuck in these shitty marriages now.
Yes, because terrible partner, but a good person. Like he's a terrible. He don't cook. He don't clean. He don't help with none of the household duties. He don't come home like I want him to. When he is home, he don't act like he want to be here. But he pays all the bills. He take care of the kids. My family loves him. He's a celebrated, decorated member of the community. He's just not a good partner. you know. And even we see it even in like domestic violence relationships. Like think about the amount of times where someone is a domestic abuser and period, thank you brother for the point for um and they are a domestic abuser, and then the people around them never knew that this person was abusive because in front of everybody they seem like they're such a good person. Like in front of the rest of the world, this person seems like they're supportive and they're always doting and blah blah blah. And the whole time they don't know that the reason that they whispering in their partner ear ain't because they saying sweet nothings. It's them telling them when they get home they gonna knock their shit between the washer and the dryer. And you seeing it like, oh, they so sweet, they so in love, and not knowing that he telling her like, yeah, bitch, when we leave this party, I'm gonna show you something. You want to embarrass me in front of these people. And now I mean, it's the truth of stuff that sometimes happens though. Like you don't know how many people have said that they didn't know that a person was like this. Even with sexual predators, child molesters, there are people who people don't know is a child molester because in the real world, outside of their personal private life, they are what people consider good. They invest in charities. They fucking they don't they feed the homeless. They fucking rent dogs to people. They you know they take in foster kids, and you don't know that they're doing this stuff because they're actually an evil person, because in your mind these are all good deeds that make them a good person, because we as a people attribute the person's actions to their personality, and not that's not always the case. Sometimes rotten people can do really good things. Doesn't make them any less of a rotten person. Sometimes people who are not considered good people can do great things. Look at Diddy. P. Diddy is a great example of people not knowing the capabilities of somebody because in the outward world, they're considered a good person. And you can be a good person for the world and not be a good person for me. That's another thing. Like a lot of the time that's something else that we haven't really, even thought about or talked about yet, really, about people sometimes being really great outwardly to everybody. But when it comes to what I seek out of a partner, you don't meet what I need. And there's these men that feel like, okay, well, I pay bills, I clean, I got my own house. How many niggas say I got my own house, I got my own car? All I need a woman for, I don't even need a woman. I just want one. If I tell you that the partner I desire is somebody that I desire, somebody that needs me, that feels like my presence, my what I can add to their life is a necessity. And if you're telling me that that's not what you desire, or that's not how you view things, we are not a match. So why continue to deal with you because you have these great capabilities if we know that when it comes down to a partnership, we are both seeking something else? Ooh, y'all, that hour flew. That hour be flying, don't it? Yeah, y'all. If you just now popped in, welcome to Pretty Problem Podcast. We are reaching the last couple of. We actually in our last minute of the show. Today's topic was good people aren't don't always make good partners. I want to thank everybody so much that has already given us an opinion. We do this every Sunday at 1 p.m. It's a different topic every week. I'm still deciding on whether or not I'm gonna do part twos to things. If you enjoyed the show or any of the opinions that were expressed in this spot in the space today, make sure you hit me with the fave. Make sure you hit those people whose opinions you enjoy with the fave. We have a lot of great content creators and engagers in this room. We also have some really great administrative people in this room as well. So if you are on the tagged app and you are looking to make it work for you or make it a lucrative part of your life, make sure you hit us up. My EP, whose name is The Pretty Problem Exterminator today. We are both mentors for Top Bash Strawberry Red in her mentorship program. So we are more than willing to help you navigate the tagged app. If you enjoy the opinions that were expressed by some of the people in the box, Top Bad Shocker Energy actually has a show in a few hours called Family Affair. We are going to be discussing Full House. So if you know some Full House trivia and you want to pop over there and watch them eat it up, make sure you pop in on her. Make sure you hit her with the fave. My brother Blue Professor, he is an admin. If you need some people for your show, or you need looking for some, for some some assistance with organization or financial information, make sure you hit him up, hit him with the fave, stop by his live. He's live usually at nighttime. So y'all make sure y'all go stop in on him. And then of course my EP, my very own executive producer, Big Shiny motherfucker in the building, my top bubble. Thank you very much, EP. She has a show every Friday at 8 p.m. It's called Hey Hoochie. You can catch me in there, probably spinning the date box. You know what I'm saying? Giving my little opinions on the ones and twos. She has some really great topics every Friday at 8 p.m. So y'all make sure y'all hit her with the fave as well. And then later on today, we got my sister with the big
Your
old
next
booty,
door neighbor,
Judy K.
Chicago. I'm your next door neighbor. Chicago is better than downtown in Milwaukee.
Okay. All right. And then we have my sister Judy K. Um, okay. So I'm just getting everybody coming in doing weird stuff at the end of my show. All right, I'm gonna just do that so that way we can get that. We don't have to deal with that. Make sure y'all hit my sister Judy Cakes with the fave. We have cooking with cakes tonight. We are making ice cream cake. Ooh. One of my favorites, I think. So y'all make sure y'all hit my sister with the fave. Y'all gonna catch me at any one of those spots later on today. And I just want to thank everybody so much. Let me do this outro music. I'm gonna do this outro music, and then we can call it one, and we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But I gotta do this. All right. And if you don't already know, if you just now popping in, if this is your first time visiting us, this was Pretty Problem Podcast, which is my debate style podcast that we do every Sunday at 1 p.m. We discuss thought provoking topics in the debate style format. The only thing we ask to be a part of this show is that you come with an open mind and an open heart. We don't allow any forms of discrimination in this space. So if you are someone who cannot be respectful, we ask that you keep your opinions to yourself. I thank everybody so much who's already contributed to the show. Thank y'all for making sure I make my goals. My number one not here, but you can't really tell because my week's still been rolling. Thank you everybody so much for contributing, because you didn't have to, but you did, and I love you for that. Pretty problem. Cause you're not the number one. But I know, nigga. How you think you play me? But my pocket's bigger. Got a new nigga. He got real niggas. Body felt that big fuck with a light trigger. A lot of niggas on my dick. I cannot pick. My cute ass fucking around. Looking like a lick. Hey, Bear. Sit that bitch. See that shit. Hate me. Body always plays me. Cause he's a real piece.